Have you ever met someone who seems to have an almost supernatural ability to keep going, no matter what life throws at them? Someone who, even in the toughest storms, stands tall like an unshakable mountain. That's the essence of a Capricorn. There's something almost biblical about the way they carry themselves. Disciplined, patient, and guided by an inner wisdom that seems to align perfectly with divine order. Now let's be real. If God were to have a favorite zodiac sign, it would have to be Capricorn. Not because they're flashy, not because they demand attention, but precisely because they don't. They quietly move through life, building, planning, and staying faithful to their purpose. Just like so many of the great figures in biblical history, Capricorns understand something fundamental about life. Nothing great comes without hard work, patience, and a deep respect for the laws of the universe. And if that doesn't sound like divine wisdom, what does? Think about Noah. God gave him a mission that seemed impossible, to build an ark for a flood no one else believed in. Yet Noah didn't argue, didn't complain. He simply worked, brick by brick, plank by plank, until the mission was complete. That level of dedication, that's Capricorn energy in its purest form. But why does this matter? Why does God seem to favor Capricorn traits so much? What is it about their persistence, their loyalty, and their unwavering sense of responsibility that aligns so well with divine principles? Let's dive deeper into the first 5 reasons why God prefers Capricorn people. And trust me, once you hear them, you'll start seeing Capricorns in a whole new light. If there's one thing God values, it's responsibility. The Bible is filled with verses that emphasize duty, discipline, and perseverance. Qualities that aren't just important in a spiritual sense, but also in everyday life. And when it comes to embodying those traits, Capricorns stand at the top of the list. While other signs might rely on luck, charm, or momentary bursts of inspiration, Capricorns understand that true success is built on effort, discipline, and patience. They don't shy away from responsibility, they embrace it. And if we look at the greatest figures in biblical history, we'll see that the people God entrusted with the most crucial missions shared the same traits. Let's break down the first 5 reasons why Capricorns are divinely favored. Number 1, they honor their commitments. One of the strongest messages in the Bible is the importance of keeping one's word. Ecclesiastes 5:4-5 says, "When you make a vow to God, do not delay to fulfill it. He has no pleasure in fools. Fulfill your vow." Capricorns take this principle seriously. If they say they're going to do something, they do it. No excuses, no backing out. They don't make empty promises, and they don't commit to things lightly. Their word is as solid as stone. And that's exactly the kind of reliability that God favors. Think about Noah once again. When God commanded him to build the ark, he didn't hesitate, didn't question it, and certainly didn't abandon the project halfway through. He remained committed, seeing it through to the very end. That's Capricorn energy, steadfast, unwavering, and deeply responsible. Number 2, they are natural leaders. Many people think leadership is about charisma or popularity, but in reality, true leadership is about responsibility. God doesn't choose leaders based on how well they can command a crowd. He chooses them based on their strength, their endurance, and their ability to carry a heavy burden without breaking. Exodus 3:10 tells us how Moses was chosen to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. He didn't ask for the role, and he certainly didn't seek the spotlight. But God saw something in him, a capacity for leadership that wasn't rooted in ego, but in duty. That's the kind of leadership Capricorns exhibit. They don't need applause or validation. They simply do what needs to be done, even when it's difficult, even when no one else wants to. Number 3, they build strong foundations. In Genesis 1, we see how God created the universe with structure, order, and patience. He didn't rush it. He took his time, laying down a foundation that would last for eternity. Capricorns operate the same way. They don't chase quick success, and they don't believe in shortcuts. They understand that anything worth having takes time to build. Whether it's their career, their family, or their personal growth, they take a long-term approach, ensuring that whatever they create is strong, stable, and built to last. Jesus himself spoke about the importance of building on a solid foundation. In Matthew 7:24-25, he says, "Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock." Capricorns don't build on sand. They build on rock, ensuring that what they create can withstand any storm. Number 4, they take their work seriously. Proverbs 14:23 states, "All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty." This verse perfectly describes the Capricorn mindset. They don't waste time with empty talk or grand ideas that never come to fruition. They put in the effort day after day without expecting instant rewards. Capricorns don't see work as a burden. They see it as a responsibility, a way to contribute to the world. While others might look for the easiest way out, Capricorns understand that diligence and persistence are not just admirable qualities, but divine ones. Number 5, they respect divine timing. One of the hardest things to accept in life is that we don't always get what we want when we want it. But Capricorns have a natural understanding of divine timing. They don't rush things. They don't force outcomes. They trust that everything will happen exactly when it's meant to. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." This is something Capricorns live by. They know that patience is not just about waiting, it's about trusting that the universe and God's plan are always at work. They don't panic when things take time because they understand that all great things require a season of preparation. And this patience, this ability to wait without losing faith, is precisely what makes them so aligned with divine principles. At this point, we've only scratched the surface of why God favors Capricorns. Their responsibility, leadership, and patience already set them apart. But there's even more to uncover. Because beyond their work ethic and discipline, there's something else that makes Capricorns truly exceptional. Something that aligns them not just with divine favor, but with the very essence of wisdom itself. If there's one thing that sets Capricorns apart, it's their unshakable connection to wisdom. While some people live impulsively, making rash decisions based on emotions or fleeting desires, Capricorns move differently. They operate with strategy, foresight, and an almost divine understanding of life's deeper truths. In the Bible, wisdom is constantly praised as one of the greatest virtues. Proverbs 4:7 states, "The beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding." This isn't just advice, it's a command. And Capricorns, whether they realize it or not, embody this principle in their daily lives. So what is it about Capricorn's wisdom that makes them one of God's favorites? Let's continue our list and uncover 5 more reasons why Capricorns hold a special place in divine order. Number 6, they seek knowledge. Capricorns don't just accept things at face value. They dig deeper, ask questions, and seek to understand the world beyond what is obvious. This is a trait that God cherishes deeply. In Hosea 4:6, it is written, "My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge." Knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. And Capricorns intuitively know this. That's why they take their time before making decisions, gathering as much information as possible before taking action. Think about King Solomon, the wisest man in the Bible. When God asked him what he wanted, he didn't request riches, fame, or power. He asked for wisdom. And because of that, God gave him everything else as well. That's exactly how Capricorns function. They prioritize wisdom, and as a result, they build success that lasts. Number 7, they plan ahead, like Joseph in Egypt. If there's one biblical story that perfectly captures Capricorn's mindset, it's the story of Joseph in Egypt. In Genesis 41:34-36, Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dream and strategically prepares for 7 years of famine. He doesn't panic, he doesn't act impulsively, he makes a calculated plan, ensuring that when disaster comes, he and his people will not only survive, but thrive. Capricorns do the same. They don't just think about today or tomorrow, they think years ahead. They prepare, they save, they strategize, and this ability to see the future and plan accordingly is a trait that God values immensely. Number 8, they follow the rules. Some people live life chaotically, breaking rules and ignoring structure. But Capricorns understand that rules exist for a reason. They aren't the rebels of the Zodiac. They are the ones ensuring that order is maintained. In Romans 13:1 it is written, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established." Capricorns naturally live by this principle. They respect laws, traditions, and divine order. They don't cut corners, and they don't take the easy way out. And while some might see this as rigidity, in reality, it's wisdom. Capricorns know that when you respect structure, you build a stable and successful life. Number 9, they stay humble despite success. Success is dangerous because it can lead to pride. Many people, once they achieve something great, forget where they came from. But Capricorns, they stay humble no matter how high they rise. In Proverbs 22:4, it says, "Humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life." Capricorns don't need to boast or seek validation. They let their work speak for itself. Think about Moses. He led an entire nation out of slavery, performed miracles, and even spoke directly with God. Yet the Bible describes him as the most humble man on earth. Numbers 12:3. That's Capricorn energy. Strong, wise, yet always grounded. Number 10, they are trusted with power. Not everyone can handle power. Many people let it corrupt them, turning them arrogant and selfish. But Capricorns, they respect power and use it wisely. In Luke 16:10, Jesus teaches, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." God doesn't give great responsibility to those who can't handle it. He gives it to those who have proven their discipline, patience, and trustworthiness. Capricorns earn their success through years of dedication. And because of that, when they are given leadership, wealth, or influence, they use it for good. We've now explored 10 powerful reasons why God favors Capricorns. Their wisdom, discipline, and patience make them one of the most divinely aligned signs of the Zodiac. But we're not done yet. Because beyond their intelligence and strength, Capricorns have another divine trait, one that makes them truly unshakable in times of crisis. One of the rarest and most valuable virtues a person can have is patience. In a world that constantly demands quick results and immediate gratification, those who can wait, endure, and trust the process are set apart. And if there's one zodiac sign that truly understands the power of patience, it's Capricorn. God favors patience. Over and over in the Bible, we see that the greatest blessings don't come instantly. They come to those who wait, those who endure, and those who trust in divine timing. Capricorns, whether consciously or not, live by this principle. They don't rush success. They don't demand immediate answers, and they don't give up just because things take time. Instead, they keep going step by step, knowing that every great thing requires a season of preparation. Let's continue with 5 more reasons why God favors Capricorns, focusing on their unshakable patience. Number 11, they endure without complaints. In James 1:12, it says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Capricorns understand this deeply. Life is full of struggles, setbacks, and hardships. But rather than complaining or looking for shortcuts, they endure. They don't waste energy on self-pity or blaming others. Instead, they focus on what needs to be done, knowing that perseverance will lead to something greater. Think about Job, one of the most patient figures in the Bible. He lost everything, his wealth, his health, even his family. And yet, he never lost faith. He remained steady, trusting that God had a plan for him. In the end, God restored everything Job had lost and blessed him even more. This is exactly how Capricorns operate. They don't crumble under pressure. They remain steadfast, knowing that their patience will eventually be rewarded. Number 12, they trust God's plan. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about trusting. And Capricorns have an incredible ability to trust that everything is happening exactly as it should, even when they can't see the full picture. In Jeremiah 29:11, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Capricorns naturally live by this idea. They don't get frustrated when things don't happen immediately because they understand that some blessings take time to unfold. This is why you rarely see a Capricorn making reckless choices or rushing into something they aren't ready for. They know that what's meant for them will come in the right time. Number 13, they don't seek instant gratification. One of the biggest reasons people struggle in life is because they want everything now. They want money, success, and happiness without putting in the work or waiting for the right moment. But Capricorns, they play the long game. In Matthew 6:19-20, Jesus teaches, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven." Capricorns understand this wisdom instinctively. They don't chase superficial rewards or temporary pleasures. They focus on building something real, something lasting, something that can't be taken away. That's why they don't get discouraged when success takes time. They know that anything truly valuable is worth the wait. Number 14, they wait for the right moment. There is a time for everything, and Capricorns live by this truth. In Ecclesiastes 3:1 it says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." Capricorns don't force things to happen before they are ready. They trust the process, move strategically, and wait for the perfect moment to act. Look at David before he became king. He was anointed as a young man, but he didn't take the throne immediately. Instead, he spent years preparing, waiting, and growing into the leader he was meant to be. When the right time came, he stepped into his destiny. This is exactly how Capricorns approach life. They don't rush, they wait, they prepare, and when the opportunity arrives, they step forward with confidence. Number 15, they know the value of sacrifice. Great things often require sacrifice, and while many people are afraid to give up comfort for long-term rewards, Capricorns understand that sometimes you have to let go of something good to receive something great. In John 3:16, we see the ultimate example of sacrifice. "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." This is the kind of mindset Capricorns have. They aren't afraid to sacrifice comfort, time, or even personal desires for something bigger than themselves. They know that temporary hardships lead to greater rewards in the future, and because of this, God trusts them with great things. He knows that Capricorns won't waste their blessings, and they won't take the easy way out. They will endure, they will wait, and they will come out stronger in the end. At this point, we've uncovered 15 deep reasons why God favors Capricorns. Their patience, endurance, and trust in divine timing make them truly remarkable, but there's still more to their story. Because beyond their strength and wisdom, Capricorns also possess a rare sense of duty and responsibility, one that makes them true guardians of order and stability. Faith isn't just about believing in something. It's about standing firm even when everything around you is uncertain. It's about holding on, even in the darkest moments, knowing that there is a greater plan at work. And if there's one zodiac sign that truly embodies this unwavering strength, it's Capricorn. Capricorns don't just talk about faith, they live it. While others may crumble under pressure, lose hope when things don't go their way, or abandon their path when obstacles arise, Capricorns stand firm. They keep moving forward, not because things are easy, but because they know that faith without action is meaningless. And this is exactly the kind of faith God favors. Over and over in the Bible, we see that those who are steadfast, patient, and determined are the ones who receive God's greatest blessings. Let's continue with 5 more reasons why Capricorns are divinely aligned, focusing on their unshakable faith. Number 16, they don't get easily swayed. In Matthew 7:24-25, Jesus says, "Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock." This verse perfectly describes Capricorn energy. They are the rock. No matter how strong the storm, no matter how hard life pushes against them, they do not fall. Capricorns don't chase fleeting trends. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. And they certainly don't abandon their beliefs just because things get tough. They stay grounded. And this level of stability is exactly why God trusts them with great responsibilities. Number 17, they follow the path of righteousness. Doing the right thing isn't always easy. In fact, sometimes it's the hardest choice to make. But Capricorns have a deep, instinctive understanding that integrity is everything. In Psalm 23:3, it says, "He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake." Capricorns don't take shortcuts. They don't compromise their morals just to get ahead. They stay on the right path, even when it's difficult. Think about Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel 6. He refused to compromise his faith, even when it meant facing death. And because of his unwavering integrity, God protected him. That's exactly the kind of energy Capricorns carry. They stay righteous no matter the cost. Number 18, they keep their word. Honesty and commitment are sacred to Capricorns. If they say they're going to do something, they do it. In Numbers 30.2, it says, "When a man makes a vow to the Lord or takes an oath to obligate himself by a pledge, he must not break his word, but must do everything he said." Capricorns understand this at their core. Their word isn't just something they throw around lightly. It's a promise, a commitment. That's why people trust them. And more importantly, that's why God trusts them. Number 19, they overcome obstacles. Like David, life isn't fair. Sometimes we face battles we didn't ask for, and sometimes the odds seem impossible to beat. But Capricorns, they don't back down. They face their giants head on. Think about David and Goliath, 1 Samuel 17. David was the underdog, a mere shepherd boy standing against a massive warrior, but he didn't let fear control him. He stood his ground, trusted in God, and won. Capricorns operate in the same way. They don't let fear stop them. When faced with obstacles, they trust in their abilities, their preparation, and in divine strength. That's why they are able to overcome even the greatest of challenges. Number 20, they lead through actions, not words. It's easy to talk about faith. It's easy to say the right things, to post inspiring quotes, and to appear strong when things are going well. But true faith, true strength, it's shown in actions, not words. In Matthew 5-16, Jesus says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Capricorns don't seek praise for their faith, their hard work, or their dedication. They simply live it. They let their actions speak for them. And because of this, they inspire others, not by preaching, but by example. We've now uncovered 20 powerful reasons why Capricorns are favored by God. Their faith, resilience, and ability to stand firm in the face of adversity make them truly remarkable. But there's still more to their divine purpose. Because beyond their faith, beyond their wisdom, and beyond their patience, Capricorns are also guardians of order, structure, and responsibility. The universe was not created in chaos. It was built with order, structure, and purpose. From the alignment of the stars to the laws of nature, everything follows a divine system. God is not a God of disorder, but of peace and structure. And Capricorns, they reflect that same energy. Capricorns are natural stabilizers. They don't just survive in chaos, they fix it. They bring order to confusion, discipline to laziness, and wisdom to recklessness. They understand that without structure, nothing lasts. While some people may resist rules and crave freedom with no responsibility, Capricorns know that true success, both spiritual and material, comes from respecting divine order. Let's continue with 5 more reasons why Capricorns are divinely aligned, focusing on their ability to bring order, structure, and responsibility into the world. Number 21, they keep things in balance. In 1 Corinthians 14:33, it is written, "For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace." Capricorns live by this truth. They thrive on stability, ensuring that everything around them functions as it should. Whether it's their personal life, their career, or their relationships, they bring order to chaos. Think about Nehemiah, the man who rebuilt Jerusalem's walls. The city was in ruins, people had lost hope, and disorder was everywhere. But Nehemiah stepped in, took responsibility, created a plan, and rebuilt what was broken. That's exactly what Capricorns do. They don't run from problems, they fix them. Number 22, they are responsible. Stewards, responsibility is a divine trait. God does not bless recklessness. He blesses those who can handle what they are given. In Luke 12:48, Jesus teaches, "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded." Capricorns understand this instinctively. They don't take their blessings lightly. Whether it's money, opportunities, leadership, or knowledge, they take care of what they have and make sure it is used wisely. Think about Joseph again. He was given power in Egypt, but he didn't use it selfishly. He used it to save people, to prepare for the future, and to fulfill God's plan. That's the Capricorn mindset. Handle responsibility well, and you will be trusted with more. Number 23, they are careful with their words. Words are powerful. They can build or destroy, heal or wound. Capricorns understand the weight of their words and choose them carefully. In Proverbs 10:19 it says, "Sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongues." Unlike people who speak impulsively or make promises they can't keep, Capricorns think before they speak. They don't engage in gossip, they don't waste energy on meaningless talk, and they don't say things just to impress others. They speak with purpose. Think about Jesus before Pontius Pilate. When accused, he didn't argue or waste words. He remained silent, knowing that truth does not need to be proven through endless discussion. Capricorns share this same wisdom. Speak only when necessary, and let your actions do the rest. Number 24, they value hard-earned success. Many people seek easy success. They want wealth without effort, status without sacrifice, and rewards without discipline. But Capricorns, they know that anything truly valuable must be earned. In Proverbs 13:11 it says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." Capricorns aren't interested in shortcuts. They work, they build, and they earn their success. They know that what comes easily can be lost just as quickly, but what is built with patience and effort will stand the test of time. Think about the parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30. God rewards those who multiply what they are given, rather than wasting or burying it. This is exactly how Capricorns operate. They invest, they grow, and they make sure nothing is wasted. Number 25, they act with integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's choosing honesty over deception, responsibility over excuses, and truth over convenience. Capricorns are known for their integrity, and this is a trait that aligns them closely with divine principles. In Psalm 15:2 it says, "The one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from their heart." Capricorns don't believe in cutting corners or compromising their values. They follow the rules not because they have to, but because they believe in doing what's right. Even if no one else sees their hard work, they know God sees it. Think about Daniel again. When faced with pressure to abandon his faith, he refused to compromise, even though it meant being thrown into a den of lions. But because of his integrity, God protected him and blessed him. Capricorns carry the same unshakable sense of honor. They don't take the easy way out. They stay true to their principles, even when it's difficult. We've now uncovered 25 powerful reasons why Capricorns align with divine favor. Their ability to bring order, discipline, and integrity into the world makes them stand out as true guardians of responsibility. But we're not finished yet. Because beyond their wisdom, their patience, and their faith, Capricorns also possess one final set of qualities that make them truly exceptional in God's eyes. One of the most powerful things a person can have is purpose. To wake up every day knowing exactly what you're working toward, to have a clear sense of direction, and to understand that your actions matter, not just for yourself, but for something much greater. Capricorns don't drift through life aimlessly. They move with intention. Every decision they make, every action they take, is part of a larger plan. This is what makes them so special in God's eyes. They don't waste the time they've been given. Throughout the Bible, God calls on people who live with purpose, those who take their mission seriously, who don't make excuses, and who keep pushing forward no matter what obstacles they face. Capricorns embody this divine quality, making them natural leaders, protectors, and achievers in both the material and spiritual world. Let's explore 5 more reasons why God favors Capricorns, focusing on their deep sense of purpose and responsibility. Number 26, they know their mission. In Jeremiah 29:11, God declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Capricorns take this message to heart. They don't live recklessly, and they don't waste time chasing meaningless distractions. Instead, they focus on their calling, knowing that their efforts today will shape their future tomorrow. Think about Noah once again. He was given a mission, one that seemed impossible, one that others mocked, but he stayed focused, ignoring the doubts and negativity around him. He knew his purpose, and he fulfilled it. That's Capricorn energy. They know why they're here, and they're committed to fulfilling their purpose, no matter what it takes. Number 27, they stay loyal to their values. It's easy to follow your values when everything is going well. But what about when things get hard? When money, power, or peer pressure try to pull you away from what's right? Capricorns don't bend under pressure. They remain loyal to their values, even when it's difficult. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." This is how Capricorns operate. They don't get distracted by temporary pleasures or shortcuts. They trust that staying true to their principles will lead them to the right path in the end. Think about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Daniel 3. They refused to worship a false god, even when it meant being thrown into a fiery furnace. Their loyalty to their faith saved them. That's how Capricorns are. They don't compromise what they believe in, no matter what. Number 28, they take every opportunity to grow. Many people fear change. They avoid challenges, they stay in their comfort zones, and they resist anything that forces them to grow. But Capricorns welcome growth. In Philippians 3:13-14, Paul writes, "Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus." Capricorns understand that growth requires effort, that sometimes you have to leave behind what is familiar and step into the unknown. They don't stay stagnant, they evolve, they learn, they improve. Think about Abraham, who was called to leave his home and go to a land that God would show him. He didn't hesitate. He moved forward, trusting that his journey would lead to something greater. Capricorns live the same way. They embrace change, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Number 29, they don't falter. Under pressure, pressure can either break you or make you stronger. Capricorns always choose the latter. In Isaiah 41:10, it says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Capricorns understand that strength is built in difficult times. They don't collapse under stress, and they don't run away when things get hard. Instead, they face every challenge head on, trusting that they have the strength to overcome it. Think about Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, Matthew 26:36-46. He knew what was coming. He knew the pain and suffering that awaited him, but he didn't run. He stood firm, fulfilling his purpose, even when it was the hardest thing to do. Capricorns carry that same resilience. They don't break, they endure. Number 30, they are God's quiet warriors. Not all warriors fight with swords. Some fight with perseverance, discipline, and faith. Capricorns are spiritual warriors, battling against laziness, corruption, and chaos. Not with aggression, but with unwavering determination. In Ephesians 6:13 it says, "Put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand." Capricorns don't need recognition or applause. They simply do what needs to be done. They fight battles most people don't even realize are happening, ensuring stability in their families, keeping their communities strong, and protecting the things that matter most. They are quiet warriors, standing firm in a world that often lacks discipline and integrity. We've now explored 30 deep and powerful reasons why God favors Capricorns. Their purpose, their resilience, and their loyalty to their values make them one of the most divinely aligned signs of the zodiac. But before we wrap up, there's one final thing we need to do. We need to bring everything together, and more importantly, we need to hear from you. We've explored 30 powerful reasons why God favors Capricorns, and by now, it's clear. This sign carries a divine sense of strength, discipline, and wisdom that sets them apart. Capricorns don't just exist. They build, they protect, they endure. They are the ones who bring order to chaos, who stand firm when others crumble, and who take responsibility when no one else will. We've seen how they reflect the very qualities that God values. Like Noah, they build for the future, even when no one else understands. Like Joseph, they strategize and prepare, ensuring success even in difficult times. Like David, they stand strong in the face of impossible odds. Like Daniel, they remain faithful and unshaken no matter the pressure. Capricorns don't just talk about these values, they live them. And that's why they are among the most divinely favored signs of the zodiac. But now, let's bring this discussion back to you. If you were born under this sign, everything you've read in this video is a reminder of who you are meant to be. You may have felt at times that life demands more from you than it does from others. Maybe you've questioned why you're the one always carrying the weight, always taking responsibility, always working harder than those around you. Now you know why. Capricorns are not meant for an easy life. They are meant for a life of purpose. They are the builders, the protectors, the quiet warriors who keep the world from falling apart. So if you've ever doubted yourself, stop now. If you've ever wondered why you seem to take the longer, harder road, embrace it. If you've ever felt unseen, remember, God sees you. You were made for this, and everything you are working toward will be worth it. If you're not a Capricorn, you probably know one. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or even your partner. Take a moment to think about them. They may not always say much, but you can feel their presence. They are the ones who show up when things get hard, the ones who take care of others without asking for anything in return, the ones who stay calm in the storm and push forward when everyone else gives up. Capricorns won't ask for appreciation. They don't need constant validation. But that doesn't mean they don't deserve it. So if there's a Capricorn in your life who has ever supported you, protected you, or helped you when you needed it most, take a moment to thank them in the comments. Now it's time for you to join the discussion. This isn't just a video, this is a community, and I want to hear from you. Are you a Capricorn? Drop a comment and tell us which of these traits you relate to the most. Do you know a Capricorn who fits this description? Tag them or share this video with them. Which reason surprised you the most? Let's talk about it in the comments. This comment section should be filled with Capricorns owning their power and people showing appreciation for the Capricorns in their lives. Make sure to subscribe to Secret of the Zodiac. If you love astrology that actually makes sense, this is the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss another powerful video. Like this video. If this made you see Capricorns in a whole new way, show some support by giving it a like. Check out the other videos on this channel. There's so much more to discover about the zodiac, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Share this video. If you know a Capricorn, send this to them. Let them know they are seen, valued, and respected. At the end of the day, the world needs more Capricorns. More people who are willing to work hard, stand firm, and make things happen. So to every Capricorn watching this, keep going, keep building, keep trusting the process. Your time is coming, and when it does, the world will finally understand why God favors you so much. Now drop your comments below, subscribe to Secret of the Zodiac, and let's keep this conversation going. See you in the next video.